are live.
Good afternoon to everyone present in this meeting and those viewing live on YouTube. We shall commence with the prize distribution and closing ceremony for Mitali 2020 with an excerpt from the ever-inspiring Airman's Desiderata. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive Him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in this noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its sham and drudgery and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. This could not be more apt for today as we strive to adapt ourselves to this virtual platform. Mitali is all about finding the joy and celebrating the friendship and the beauty in this world, even if it is virtually. We could not have found a better platform to showcase our talents and skills in true modernite house spirit. In fact, I have to mention the live chats which have been filled with a flurry of multicolored hearts. I would like to commend all the participants that were able to adjust so beautifully to this new platform. I would now like to invite our director, Mrs. Scott, to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Muyuki. Those are beautiful words and appropriate for these times. I'm delighted to be here with all of you. I hardly get an opportunity to see the middle schoolers. So, Muyuki, Mitali 2020 has come to an end, and I've heard wonderful things about these two fun-filled days. Of course, I know about your extraordinary talent. I should be saying it about our own girls, but I can't help it. And today perhaps is a good occasion to compliment you on your creative work, on your innovativeness, on your resourcefulness. And it really, really has been a great experience, not only for you, but for all of us. And I'm sure we have a lot of undiscovered talent as well. But I wish to compliment your teachers too. I like the fact that they chose light, cheerful, uplifting themes like happiness, like those unforgettable musicals, festivals, and also the array of contests that you had. They were really delightful. So I congratulate all of you on whatever you have done and your teachers to make Mitali 2020 a resounding success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Before beginning with the much awaited declaration of prize winners, I would like to inform all of you that all the end products, the stellar artworks, the graceful dancings, even the memes for that matter, are being uploaded onto the official school YouTube page as well as the Instagram handle. The live streamed events are, of course, available on YouTube for posterity. Therefore, without any further ado, we commence with the prize winners for Mitali 2020. So we begin with our first event, poster making. In third place, we have Jasmine House, represented by Sonakshi Sen of 8P. In second place, we have Rose House, represented by Anshika Monga of class 8C. In first place, we have Gulmoha House, represented by Nandini Jhunjhunwala of class 8A. We move on to another event, poem making. Here for Bengali, in third place, we have Jasmine House, represented by Shreyoshi Malik of 8C. In second place, we have Rose House again, represented by Shailai Pal of class 6B. And in first place, we have Gulmoha House, represented by Anushka Bordhon of class 7A. We move on to poem making Hindi. In third place, we have Anjika Fatehpuria of Orchid House. In second place, we have Gulmoha House yet again, represented by Anushka Saha of 7B. And in first place, we have Hibiscus House, represented by Ashi Gupta of class 16. We move on to poem making, this time in English. In third place, we have Gulmoha House, represented by Noyonika Biswas of class 8A. In second place, we have Hibiscus House, represented by Nandini Agarwal of 8A. And in first place, we have Rose House, represented by Shrishti Sarkar of class 8D. We move on to one of our live events, Talent Hunt. In third place, we have Gulmoh House and Lotus House. It is a tie, represented by Manasvi Gupta and Shriya Parak, respectively. And in first place, we have Orchid House, represented by Devangi Kedia of class 6A. We move on to Rangoli. In third place, we have a tie yet again, Lotus House and Magnolia House, represented by Anvi Kedia, Pearl Kaur, Maitre Dugar, and Parthivi Khajanchi. And in first place, we have Rose House, represented by Sunakshi Jalan and Adita Dev. We move on to recitation, which is both in Hindi and Bengali. We will be starting with Bengali first. In third place, we have Orchid House, represented by Ritoja Ganguly of 7D. In second place, we have Rose House, represented by Anandini Sengupta of 7B. And first place, we have Champak House, represented by Oishiki Banerjee of class 7A. We move on to recitation in Hindi. In third place, we have Hibiscus House, represented by Anam Khan of class 7B. In second place, we have Gulmoha House, represented by Nandini Jhunjhunwala of class 8A. And in first place, we have Magnolia House, represented by Oishi Sengupta Das of class 8A. We move on to a creative event, installation art. In third place, we have Gulmoha House, represented by Oishi Sureka and Deepshika Chaudhary. In second place, we have Hibiscus House, represented by Samriddhi Kanoi and Shaila Malhotra. And in first place, we have Jasmine House, represented by Fatima Rahman and Flora Bavishi. With that, I hand over the rest of the events to Astha.
The next event is Indian classical dance. In third place, we have Rose House, represented by Swara Jhunjhunwala of 6C. In second place, we have Champak House, represented by Vaishnavi Jalan of 8D. And in first place, we have Magnolia House, represented by Surashmi Banerjee of 6D. The next event is the Hindustani classical vocal. In third place, we have Champak House, represented by Varuni Chudiwal of 8A. In second place, we have Rose House, represented by Leela De of class 6D. And in first place, we have Jasmine House, represented by Anvesha Roy of 6D. Now, we move on to a live event, mono acting and script writing. In third place, we have Jasmine House, represented by Ahana Kandoi and Ajab Patel. In second place, we have Orchid House, represented by Niharika Sengupta and Avantika Guha. And in first place, we have Hibiscus House, represented by Manali Ghosh and Jia Haldar. Now we move on to the Western duet song. In third place, we have Lotus House, represented by Divya Ladia and Rahi Sarkar. In second place, we have Gulmohar House, represented by Anushka Bardhan and Somdarshana Basu. And in first place, we have Jasmine House, represented by Soumya Mal and Anuranjita Maji. Now we move on to the submission event, meme making, which had three categories. We'll begin with the Bengali meme making. In third place, we have Magnolia House, represented by Jeenia Roy of 7B. In second place, we have Lotus House, represented by Rahi Sarkar of 8B. And in first place, we have Gulmohar House, represented by Anupa Chatterjee of 6A. Now, meme making Hindi. In third place, we have Rose House, represented by Ritoja Banerjee of 7A. In second place, we have Orchid House, represented by Yashvi Khetawat of 8D. And in first place, we have Hibiscus House, represented by Ashi Gupta of 6D. Now, meme making English. In third place, we have Magnolia House, represented by Devika Jain of 8C. In second place, we have Orchid House, represented by Medha Jhawar of 7A. And in first place, we have Rose House, represented by Anshika Monga of 8C. Now, the last event of the day, Western Group Dance. In third place, we have Gulmohar House, represented by Shivani Patodia, Tanshika Khemka, Sanvi Juthani, Lavanya Nair, and Kashvi Biani. In second place, we have Champak House, represented by Varuni Chudiwal, Pratna Rai, and Abhidhyuti Chaudhary. And in first place, we have Jasmine House, represented by Flora Bavishi, Naisha Mehta, and Kamakshi Majumdar. I would now like to invite our principal, Mrs. Mukherjee, to address the middle schoolers and also to declare the overall runner-up and overall winner for Mitali 2020.
Thank you so much, Astha. Good evening. We have now crossed the afternoon bit and moved into the evening. And what a wonderful 2 days it has been. The enthusiasm that is, I'm sure, in the heart of every middle schooler has infected, and I use the word infected in a very positive manner in the context of the time, among the seniors, among the teachers. We are also constantly checking onto the YouTube to see what has got uploaded, what has happened there. If anybody is on the Instagram, people are checking those posts. Now, this is what Mitali is about. Mitali is about friendship. Yes, competition is there. There are prize winners. And in this also, as I was hearing the results being declared, I was it it's a very curious kind of a feeling that I was experiencing as I heard the names of a class 6 student getting the first prize. The I'm again convinced of what I've always believed in and what MHS believes in, that talent can exist at any level. It just needs the right kind of atmosphere to blossom. And I hope that all of you feel that about your school. And of course, the house captains, vice captains, you don't know whether you were noticing on your face, but I was observing you whenever a particular house name with a prize declared against it was getting announced. I could see the pride bursting through you. You were not allowed to talk, and I know that being MHS girls, you are extremely circumspect about showing your reactions, but the suppressed smile on your faces and the glow of pride in you, here is where MHS comes together. Mitali is also our opportunity for seniors and the juniors to connect. Mitali, therefore, stands for friendship. And this digital version, the virtual version of Mitali, has also given us, the adults in your lives, to bond with you, to connect with you, to connect with you in many parts of the boss. And we were taking tips from you, we were learning from you how to manage things so well that you were also observing us and yet you were also convinced how this is possible is actually magical. And with that, I would say that this year that we could do all our inter-school, intra-school events so successfully. Yes, we exist, we function under a lucky star, the MH's lucky star. And that is the magic of MHs. Looking forward to next year, and this Mitali, therefore, is going to be setting new benchmarks for the next Mitali 2021. So looking forward to that. Now I now need to be instructed about how to go about declaring the prizes. Now, uh, Mayuki and Asta, I wait for your guidance. And of course, Arjava. I am
Ma'am,
saying the overall runner-up of Mitali 2020 is which house is it? Gulmohar House. And since I am not being able to do the reaction and the audio quickly, but I am going to do the reaction too. So I want everyone to show the reaction through the reaction button, please, for Gulmohar House as the runners up. And now for the next 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 slide, which is going to be lit up in stars for this year. Winners of Mitali 2020 Middle School Fest is Rose House. And the rose, the Rose House color, may it shine, may it blossom. This is part of our bouquet of winners. And Rose House, congratulations to you, to all the participants, congratulations. And on behalf of every student of MHS, middle school to senior, I thank and appreciate a very dedicated team of teachers led by Mrs. Aparajita Roy and guided, mentored by Mrs. Shomalini Mitro. On behalf of all of you girls, I thank this team which has nurtured and which has been with you in order to make Mitali 2020 a success.
And
Thank you
Mrs.
so much,
Roy,
teacher.
too. Mrs. Roy.
Mrs. Roy
Thank you so
is
much.
at the
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Mrs. Indrani Roy. If Mrs. Kaur, you're referring to Mrs. Indrani Roy, she is she is the guardian of it all. She's the guardian angel of the middle school and of Mitali. So she is there with her blessings for every everything that happens in middle school. Thank you, Indrani. Thank you,
Want
Mrs.
to
Roy.
see samples of your work. I've seen some, but I'd like to see all the memes, especially on the virtual classes. I'd love to see those. All right, then. Are we allowed to leave, or you say something more?
I would just like to extend the vote of thanks since Mitali 2020 is over. Firstly, I would like to thank our director, Mrs. Kaur, and our principal, Mrs. Mukherjee, our vice principal and the middle school coordinator, Mrs. Roy, and the CCA head, Mrs. Mitra, for giving us the opportunity to conduct yet another fest. I would like to thank the CCA team and all the teachers and the technical support team headed by Colonel Nath and Ms. Buchia for carrying this fest out to perfection. I would like to thank all the judges for taking the time out to judge the various events. I would like to thank the entire student council, the captains and the vice captains of the eight houses for constantly coordinating between the teachers and the participants and ensuring that all the events run smoothly. Finally, I would like to thank the parents of the middle schoolers for allowing them to take part in a virtual fest. And of course, the middle school students, without whom this fest would not have been a success. Thank you so much, everyone.
Well done. Three cheers for MHS. I am saying this on behalf of everyone.
Thank you, Mrs. Mukherjee.